Now, the real estate sector continues to struggle across all big cities, but there is one market which is standing resilient. Hyderabad is outshining its counterparts, whether it comes to sales or new launches. But what is really making Hyderabad stand out? To find out, we have with us from Hyderabad studios, Anand Reddy, co-founder in Core and Vice President, CREDAI Hyderabad. Welcome to the Property Show. And we also have Sandeep Patnaik, Managing Director, Hyderabad JLL India. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Now, first up, Mr. Patnaik, I want to ask, are there enough signs to say that the real estate market of Hyderabad has recovered or is on the path of revival? What do you have to say?
I think there is no two ways about it. Hyderabad real estate has really bounced back and bounced back strong. I think there is so much of positivity and exuberance in Hyderabad market. I think there is no question whether it is reviving. It is already revived, and it's really going strong as far as real estate is concerned.
And what are the signs, if we talk about it, what are the signs which are pointing towards the revival?
I think if you talk of all the stakeholders, whether if you talk of the developers' interest in Hyderabad, if you talk to 1.5, 2 years back, hardly any Bangalore developers were interested in venturing into Hyderabad. Now you talk of out of the top 10 developers, we as JLL are working out of most of them. They are interested in doing a project in Hyderabad. Most of them are commercial IT project. So this shows the confidence about the outstation developers outside Hyderabad. That is one stakeholder. If you talk of the corporate clients, who are the major drivers of all real estate, till 2015, from 2009 to 2015, hardly any new companies expanded in Hyderabad or took a position in Hyderabad. Always it was existing client. But if you talk of last 6 to 8 months, whether it is Apple, whether it is Development Bank of Singapore, and many companies who were not there in Hyderabad and they were in other cities in India, now they have taken a position and they have signed leases. So this is from the corporate occupiers perspective. Okay. Now let's go from the funding perspective, whether it is private equity funds or NBFC. Around 1 year back, when I used to go and approach the top private equity funds headquartered in Bombay and Bangalore and ask them to come to Hyderabad, they used to laugh saying, Sandeep, forget about investing in Hyderabad, you will not spend money in our air tickets. But now in last 7 to 8 months, you name all the top private equity companies or NBFCs are so keen in Hyderabad. Few of the NBFCs have written, you have written 100, 200 crore check to the developers. Recently, Blackstone invested more than 450 crores in Salapuria's IT project. So if whether it is the corporate occupiers, whether it is NBFC and private equity funds, whether it is developers outside Hyderabad, everyone is taking a position. I think these are the key indicators that, the Hyderabad market is really doing well and it will really do well for next few years. There is no second thoughts about it.
And what about the end users? Are they coming to the market?
So when I talk of the end users, you're talking about the corporate clients or you're talking of the residential?
The home buyers, the normal
sales.
residential home buyers.
So I'll say the as far as residential is concerned, as you know, residential it actually, if you see it, 3 quarters to 8 quarters behind the commercial real estate when it comes to the intake of real estate is concerned. First, the commercial real estate shows the sign of recovery. They create the job, and then you see the impact on the residential. Okay. So if you have to ask me at this point of time, the commercial real estate has really done well. Residential will take another 1 year, at least 3 quarters to 4 quarters, because by then the jobs would have been created. So this is something happens globally, that residential follows office space, and I'll say it is done well than last year, but I think it is moving on a slow space. But you will see the real impact of the positivity and exuberance in Hyderabad in next 3 to 4 quarters.
Okay, so now my next question is to you, Mr. Reddy. What is selling in Hyderabad currently? Houses which are 50 lakhs or below, or the premium or the luxury segment?
I think it's a mix of it. I mean, if you look at Hyderabad historically, I mean, it's a market which has industries from pharma, the aeronautical, I mean, though pretty much the driven is by the IT industry. The kind of customers what we had predominantly, like 80% were from the IT industry, but 20% were from the various other industries. So within this 80%, as Sandeep was saying, that there's no like sort of a big leap that has been taken in the IT industry. So, but the sentiment has improved a lot. Whereas earlier it used to take between 3 to 4 weeks for a sale to get converted. But now the sale conversion is happening like within a week to 10 days. So the sentiment is much better and more positive. The reason is pretty simple. There's a very decisive leadership and there's a strong leadership that's actually helping the consumers improve the confidence as well as for the investors. As Sandeep was saying that There were many investors, I mean, as the funds which have entered Hyderabad, I mean, which have helped the developers to take forward the project which were like on the fence sitting few years back. Apart from this, even the government has helped a lot in reforming the real estate sector. I mean, once they came on the board, they gave a strong leadership. Then after that, they brought in a reforms in the real estate, which has helped many companies to come forward to take up the IT projects as well as the residential projects.
Okay, so I want to ask you on that front. So the government is doing enough for the residential sector in that area?
Exactly. I mean, so basically through CREDAI and other associations, there was this kind of a stalemate in the bylaws, building bylaws in Hyderabad, which for the last 4 years, when the government came into the power, so all these CREDAI along with other real estate associations made a strong representation, and government has considered it very favorably. Out of the 40 requests that CREDAI has made, and government has considered at least 25 of those in a very positive factor, which has helped many of the developers to kind of take forward their projects.
Okay, so and infrastructure is improving. I mean, the physical connectivity and everything is.
That's been always there. That's been always there. Even during the difficult times of Hyderabad, the outer ring road has taken shape. The LNT metro has been was getting under construction. Now metro is like pretty much on go, where I mean the plans is to start by the late 2017. So there will be another supply of almost 1.8 crore or 18 million of retail space from the LNT along itself on this retail space.
Okay, Mr.
So
Patnaik,
coming to the residential coming to the residential, we recently had a property show from the CREDAI where 100 plus developers participated in this property show, displaying close to 15,000 properties. Out of that, I mean, 40,000 to 50,000 people have visited the property show, and average, each stall has got a booking of like 5 to 6 apartments.
Okay.
So that shows the kind of a momentum of the conversion of the sales. And coming to the ticket size, as we said, it's pretty much driven by the end users, and the ticket sizes are between 40 lakhs to 70 lakhs is the one which are moving faster.
Okay, now Mr. Patnaik, I would come back to you. Everyone seems to be looking for a house close to high-tech city, but high-tech city and Gachibowli are no longer cheap housing destinations. Which are the other micro markets where the demand is robust?
I think, good thing about the Hyderabad is I think the only city which did the infrastructure first and then the real estate happened, unlike the other cities like Gurgaon and all. See, when we talk of locations, and one of the major reasons why other cities like whether it is NCR or Chennai or Bombay, the real estate apartment prices are costly because it takes a lot of time to move from one destination to another destination because of bad infrastructure. When you talk of Hyderabad, because of the outer ring road, it is no longer what is the distance, it is about the time taken. The distance might be 10 kilometers, but if you can cover that in less than 10 minutes, then we really does not bother. As a result, what is happening is the entire, when you talk of the outer ring road connectivity, right from your Gachibowli towards Popalgudana, Singhi, Manchira Valley and all, a lot of projects have been launched. So all these locations are extension of the Gachibowli financial district, and then there are good supply of land parcels and all. And that are if you ask me to bet on the locations, I will always bet on the locations, that is the extension of Gachibowli towards the ring road and the airport, which is Nasingi, Popalguda and then Manchira Valley and all these locations. And there is you can get flats now at those locations as low as 3,500 rupees to 3,800 rupees per square feet.
So affordable options are there. So my last question to you, Mr. Reddy, how are prices likely to behave over the next year or so? Will one see a tepid 4 to 6% increase in most markets?
Of course, I mean, basically we have been seeing a traditional increment of 5 to 7% in last few years. But whereas in the last 1 year, we have seen an increase of 10%. I mean, there are certain micro markets such as Kukatpalli, Madhapur and Gachibowli where the price increase is much higher, between 10 to 12%. If you go a little bit periphery, which is Tellapur and the Upper Junction and those areas, there's an increase of 5 to 7%.
Okay, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me on this and discussing about the Hyderabad property market. And obviously, the sales are picking up and investment will increase further in the region. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Samir.
Thank you so much.